Hello and welcome to the January edition of the Habitat Home Show here in Dayton, Ohio. We're thrilled to have you joining us today. We've got a really exciting show coming up. We're going to have the privilege of talking to someone who has been partnering with Habitat for a few years now, and is going to be buying a home from Habitat for Humanity in the next few weeks in January as we tape this show. We also will have our traditional Restore segment. So we'll be talking to you about some great deals going on at our Habitat for Humanity Restore, located in the McPherson Town neighborhood near downtown Dayton. But thanks for joining us. Really excited to be kicking off the show today with a great guest. Karen Pietrzak is joining us. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
I've had the privilege of knowing Karen for a few years now as you've partnered with Habitat for Humanity. And we're excited to talk to you a little bit today and learn some more things about your story, and especially as you're getting ready to purchase a house from Habitat here in the next few weeks. So excited to have you and welcome, and thanks for making time to be on the show today.
Well, thank you.
First off, Karen, just wanted to dive right in and maybe just let the viewers know a little bit about your background. I believe you mentioned you grew up in the Dayton area and maybe went away and came back, but can you tell just the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born in Dayton and grew up here. Lived with my dad a little bit, and then Mom came and got us from my dad, and then Mom had remarried and ran into some incidents during my childhood, and was in and out of, left home about 11 years old, was in and out of foster homes, and then finally went and lived with my sister when I was about 15. So I was young, wound up getting married at 16 and pregnant, and started having a home life and family. And then eventually down the road we didn't make it. I had 4 boys and 1 girl, and when my youngest son was about 3 years old, we divorced and went out. I was at Sinclair going to school for nursing at that time, and really got into my studies, into the hard classes of nursing, and couldn't make it and raise 4 kids on my own. So wound up dropping out of Sinclair in the nursing program to go to work because I just couldn't afford to live and try to stay in the nursing program. Went to work, took whatever job I could, raised my children, and made it through there, and got my kids raised. But the reason why I got into the Habitat program, I didn't even know about it back then, was because, renting houses and stuff, it's just, hard to find an affordable housing. And then if you don't find something affordable, then it can, you got to worry about lead paint and everything else with your children. So I went down that road many a times, renting different homes, and then you don't know if you got a good landlord or a landlord that doesn't show up at all when something breaks down, and went through that too. No heat, in the middle of an ice storm, and so yeah, it was hard, and so I just kept on going. And
what first you mentioned, maybe why you've decided to partner with Habitat, just for the stability of having your own home and something that you own. How did you first hear about Habitat, and tell us about maybe coming and applying with us to become part of the Partner Family Program?
Well, I had a real good friend and a counselor that had told me that I should apply.
Okay.
I've got 2 granddaughters, and I had taken custody of my granddaughters, and now I'm raising 2 granddaughters, and I'm very involved in my grandchildren. I love my grandchildren. I'm like the grandma of the year.
Yeah.
But and so the one granddaughter, I'd raised her since she was 2, and now she's 14 years old. And I had gotten cancer back in 2009, and my daughter, her mom moved in with us, but she always had custody of my granddaughter until recently she passed away, and I got custody. But she moved in with us in 2009. I'd gotten cancer. Well, then everybody through the cancer program, the nurses and stuff that was helping me, helped me get a house out here in Kettering. I was going through metropolitan housing. They had moved me that way first. And so I went through metropolitan housing, and because of the cancer and stuff and me being disabled, I got that. I couldn't work. I was working like 2 or 3 jobs at the time. Well, my main job, I worked out at West Carrollton converting, and I just couldn't work anymore because of the cancer, the surgeries, and all that. My daughter had moved back in with me, and I went through a bad couple of years, but the lady that helped me with the counselor that I was talking about that said I should apply for Habitat, she also got me help with Metro, and we got a house out here in Kettering. Cassidy, the 14-year-old, started schools out there, and she was doing really great. So, I got through all that and everything. I also got custody of well, she thinks I'm her grandma, but she's my great niece. I had her for like 4 years. And so I had the 2 girls, and I had them out in Kettering schools because it just seemed like a lot better school system. They did a lot better out there. So, and got through the cancer. It took a couple years and stuff. Well, then I had applied for Habitat, but I was turned down because of my income at the time. I was on disability, but my income just didn't meet the criteria with 2 children or even the 1 child. So I just kind of didn't do anything about it. Well, then later on, when I got Carissa, she was an epileptic granddaughter, so she had SSI too, and it made my income go up a little bit. And so my counselor had brung it back up. I think you meet the income criteria now. You should go apply. So I did apply, but now I didn't think I was going to get it because like only so many people get to be in the program.
Right.
And so we was waiting, and we was really excited to wait and hear, but I told the girls don't get too excited because only so many people are allowed, they take only so many people per year.
Sure.
But they did call us.
Yeah.
And so we were like ecstatic.
That's awesome. And
we was ecstatic.
And just to let our viewers know, I mean, we would love to help as many people as we can. But unfortunately, we can only take so many people because we can only build so many houses. Right. And, that has everything to do with our capacity and ultimately the amount of money that we can raise to help build homes for great people like yourself and others that apply to be in our program. So you're right. We can only, unfortunately, take about 15 to 20 people into our home each year. We'd love to take more. Right. Again, it really depends on the support that we have from the community and folks getting involved with us, and whether it be volunteering or donating or donating to our restore and what we sell there can help fund some of our builds and whatnot. So great point. And just to let folks know, we want to help as many people as we possibly can in any given year. So that's awesome. That is a great story, and it's great to hear that you're so excited when you got it accepted, and hadn't gotten your hopes up.
Extremely excited.
Yeah,
when we got when we got accepted, because I told the girls, don't get your hopes up.
Right.
I knew when I came in, they had told us that there was only so many people that they worked with a year, but they did. One thing I want to bring up that they did tell us to don't stop trying.
Right.
Continue to come back. So I just thought at that time, I just thought, well, if we don't make it this time, we'll try again.
Great. That's great. We've had people, there's at least one person I can think of off the top of my head that's in our program. She got through on her 4th try, and just kind of the same attitude that you're conveying is she was just going to, and we try to give some advice too on, hey, this is kind of why, we decided to take somebody else over you, or if your income was just a little higher or your debt was a little lower, some of those things. Because, and just so folks know this too, we're selling the house. It's not anything. A lot of people come in and call us and think maybe we're finding people who need a house and we're giving it to them, and that's not the case at all. We're selling the houses for an affordable interest rate mortgage. We build the homes ourselves. So we do need to make sure, like we've done with you, Karen, is just people are ready for that. It's a commitment. You're buying a home. And there's a monthly mortgage commitment attached to that purchase. So we just need to make sure the people that we're partnering with, understand that for one, and then have the ability to meet that monthly commitment and have the desire to truly be a homeowner. So.
Well, Dave, I've run into that myself. Just being at work and stuff, and people say, "Oh, you get a free house," and I try to explain to them, no, it's not a free home.
Nope.
I am going to have a mortgage, and I've worked for it. It's not something that you just go walk into Habitat and they give you a home and you're okay with it. No, you have to do certain things. But another thing I wanted everybody to know, that it's all worth it in the end. That it may, the process is a process, and that you have to go through it. It may take 2 years, it may take 3. With me, it took a little over 3 years.
Okay.
But it's a process, and it's well worth it in the end. We're getting ready to get our new house. I've worked on our new house. We're just so excited. I mean, I was over there the other day, and I just cried when I seen the cupboards and stuff. It was just like so exciting. And my granddaughter's making fun of me, but she doesn't realize, she's young now, and I'm older, and just to have a home, let alone a new home, and that's just, it's a miracle, and if you work for it, you really can make it happen. You just got to work for it, and it's not that hard.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. And one of the things I like to give our viewers some insight into is everything that you've put into the process. So you get accepted a few years ago, like I said, 3 years ago or so, and then you get to start. Then you're considered a partner. We're partnering. Habitat is partnering with you, and so then the expectations from Habitat are that you're going to execute for you and your household is 275 hours of volunteer service with Habitat for Humanity. We call it sweat equity. You're also going to attend about 5 months worth of educational classes. First off, can you tell folks about your sweat equity experience, your volunteer experience with Habitat? I know you helped out in the restore, and then recently you've been helping on your own home to finish that off and to have it built. But can you tell people a little bit about how that worked, and I don't know if there's anything you enjoyed?
When I first came in the program, I was scared. You're scared. You're like anxious. You don't know what to expect. And so we started going through classes. One thing about the program is that you guys are all awesome. You, Marcia, everybody that is partner with the program, that works with the Habitat program, is just awesome. They make you feel at home. They make you feel at ease. You don't, and that's each individual. We're in a classroom with like 20 of us. We come to the first classes and stuff, and we learn about what we're going to do. We get a big Habitat folder, and we go through the classes and stuff, and they're some really awesome classes that teach you a lot of stuff. And then, like you said, you have to do your sweat equity hours, and I chose to do mine in the restore. The restore is awesome. Everybody works there is awesome. We have regular customers that come in on a regular basis. Things are so reasonably priced. I mean, you just can't beat them. I've sent my family, my friends, everybody I know down there when they need something, whether it be a sink or a toilet or, a couch or tables, and it's constantly in the restore, it's constantly changing because people are donating all the time, so you're constantly getting different stuff. I bought lots of stuff there myself.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and working there was awesome because you had so many great people that you were working with that helped you through everything. So that's what's so nice about the program.
If I remember correctly, you were kind of helped out at the front counter a lot.
Yes,
is that correct?
I was at the front cash register
Cash
a lot.
registry,
So
yeah.
I got to intermingle with a lot of the customers, and it was really nice because you see the same customers every couple of days, and if not, then you see them come back they'll come back 1 week, and then they'll come back the next week to check on new products and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and like you said, I think there is some trepidation or hesitancy or what am I getting into, but thanks for the kind remarks about our team and our staff. We realize that, and we do want to make people feel comfortable and at ease, and just let them know how they can help us, because it's wonderful with Habitat because it's like kind of this cycle of everybody helping everybody. When you're in the there's people that obviously came before you that are homeowners, and they're paying their mortgage every month, their affordable mortgage, and that money goes to help fund our mission so that we can build more houses. Then there's what you're doing, you're volunteering. Those funds are coming in, through what we're able to sell at the restore. That money is going into helping to fund additional bills. So it's like this kind of cycle of generosity and everybody helping everybody. And we're, as a staff and a team member, we just feel like we're there to help facilitate that cycle, and to help make sure it continues to go, and that we continue to bring in great people like yourself to want to partner with us and want to have this opportunity to be a homeowner. We're getting ready to go through that cycle again in February. For the viewers out there, if anybody's interested, in February of 2018, we'll be having our next round of people who can apply to become partner families like you've done, Karen. And so our first informational meeting's coming up in February. So if anyone's interested in that, give us a call down at the number is flashed up on the screen several times. Give us a call down at Habitat for Humanity. We can do a quick informational questionnaire over the phone. And if everything looks good, we think you'd be a good candidate, we'd invite you to our next informational session, just like you went through about 3 years ago. So let's talk a little bit, maybe anything as far as the classes. Were there any that stood out or that you really enjoyed more than others, or anything that you remember specifically?
Yeah, actually I enjoyed all the classes.
Okay, great.
One that was ironic was the class where we went upstairs in the Habitat. And
The home maintenance class?
Yeah, the maintenance class, and they actually taught you how to tear down a toilet and put it back together.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'd never done that. But it was helpful, and just little household things like that, stuff that you can fix on your own that you wouldn't normally do. That was a nice class, but I think my most favorite class was the budget class. We got to learn how to organize our money, how to budget our money, and it really made me think about the money that I waste, because we kind of kept a budget, wrote down everything we spent everything on, whether you buy a piece of gum or, whatever you do. It really, added up, after you wrote it down. So the budget class was my greatest one. I really learned a lot and learned how to save.
Yeah, cool.
So
not everybody's the budget class for money skills budgeting. That's a 10-week class, so it's a pretty deep dive into the financial literacy and interest rates and credit cards and, what you spend, and taking a really strong look and writing down your expenses for the month and writing down everything you spend money on. But it's great to hear that you got something out of that.
Yeah, I never had a savings before then, and I found out how important it is to save.
Yeah.
Especially when you're owning a house, because you don't know what can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can break down, and, you want to have something saved back so you don't have that just hit you all at once.
Yeah. So, and just for our viewers too, that we're not just trying to sell you a house. We're trying to set you up for success once you make that purchase. Right. So, by having the classes, having the opportunity to learn about a few things and give people some tips and some things to be thinking about, that helps us, try to ensure that everybody's going to be successful once they make the purchase of the home. And again, we want to make sure that everybody's successful, because the money that you're going to pay back in your mortgage is going to help us build homes in the future for more Habitat families. So it's very imperative to us at Habitat for Humanity that you're successful. Our success depends on your success. So again, it's very much of a partnership that you've gotten involved with, and by having the classes, that helps us put in some additional strength into making sure that you are successful once you're able to purchase the house from Habitat for Humanity. So now, we're just a few weeks away from your dedication ceremony and purchasing this house. And I know you've spent a lot of time over there over the last few months as it's been built. So tell us a little bit about that, of being on site and watching the house, come together, and it's almost finished. I know you're out there picking up rocks, I think a few weeks ago, cleaning up the site on a Sunday or something.
Yeah, we went over on a Sunday, and the yard, because of the yard being in the winter time, the yard was kind of unsightly, and there was like grass growing halfway up in some areas, and then dirt in other areas where they had to dig up the gas lines and stuff. Yeah. So me and the girls went over there and weed eated and did the grass, mowed the grass down, put the rocks all in a rock pile and stuff. But it's been awesome because, again, it's like you have Tim. I'm not sure what Tim's last name is. I just call him Tim.
Jordan. Tim Jordan. He's our site leader.
He's awesome. He does everything to help you out. He'll tell you, what you need to do, or what, You know, when I started out, the house wasn't even built. There was just nothing but the slab there.
Yep.
When I first seen the house, when I first came over and checked out the area and seen the house. And then you watch it as the walls go up, and you think this is going to take forever. But it happens so fast, you know, it's just like within a few months. And with everybody that volunteers, it's just awesome, because you have the military, the young men from the military that volunteer. You have high school seniors that volunteer. Yep. Just so many people volunteer, and that's just awesome that they do that, and it's just so nice.
Yep.
It's just so very nice. And Tim is great. He works with you, and he wants what you want, you know, and you can ask him anything and he'll tell you, and it's just been great working on site, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We listen to music, and it's not really like work. We just do it, and everybody kind of does together, like putting up the walls. I mean, me and a couple other girls we'd hold it up, and the guys would just, you know, shoot the nails in, you know. It was just like everybody helps with everything. It's just awesome.
That's good to hear. I mean, especially a lot of people maybe watching the show have never volunteered with Habitat, or never, you know, have thought much about our mission. And I love, and I've volunteered on a Habitat site as well, and it is a lot of fun. And it is a sense of satisfaction, giving back to the community, and it's easy to do. You can go to our website and sign up directly on our website to volunteer. You can call our office. The great thing about Habitat is you could call us today or get on our website today, and you could literally be volunteering tomorrow or later this week or next week. Very easy to do, and it's a great opportunity to just give back a little bit to the community and great people like yourself. The last thing I just want to ask you about, I know you've mentioned your granddaughters a couple times and yourself, and just if you could share anything about their excitement specifically and your excitement as you get ready to move into your house here in a few weeks.
Well, I took Cassidy over there the other day, and she's already got her bedroom picked out. And she was back in the back room, and she was in her bedroom, and she was like, this is where my bed's going to be, this is where my dresser's going to be, and Grandma, I want a hook for my TV up there for Christmas because I want it on the wall. Yeah. She's already got it all planned out.
That's awesome.
And the nice thing about it is because I had rented there on Galewood, and it's not too far from there, and I had rented there for 9 years. So Cassidy, the big thing about her is keeping them in the same school system. Right. With her especially, because she's a cheerleader, she's a straight A student, she's a great kid. And so when we found out the house was literally around the corner from where we've lived, that was just like a blessing in itself. You know, and she was so extremely happy that she could stay in the same neighborhood with her friends. And as she's watched the house get more and more closer to, like when we went over the other day, she was just like, her eyes were big as $50. You know, she is so excited. And right now we live in a rental that's 3 stories high. It's very drafty. It's very cold. Tim had the house set on 65, and I was literally warm in there. And I'm like turning the heat on at home on 72, 73, and I'm freezing. We're putting on clothes. And so it makes a big difference when you rent, and when you know, it just makes a big difference. And to purchase a house that's all energy efficient, it's just miraculous that it can, you know, that something is that good, you know, that you're gonna have something that good. And it's been our dream come true.
That's awesome.
It has.
Well, thanks so much, Karen, for sharing your story with us here on the Habitat Home Show. I can't wait to be at your dedication ceremony here in a few weeks, on January 12th. You'll be signing your mortgage, and we'll be dedicating the home later that day, and I assume you're going to move in that weekend.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks again. Thanks for spending some time with us, and thanks to our viewers for joining us on the Habitat Home Show. Coming up next, we'll have some information about some great deals you can find at our Dayton Habitat for Humanity Restore, located in McPherson Town. And then we'll see you next month on the Habitat Home Show. Thank you.
Did you know that you can shop for a cause at the Dayton Restore? The purchases you make at Restore help us build strength, stability, self-reliance, and shelter for hardworking local families. Restore has a wide variety of items to choose from, and inventory changes daily. How does our inventory change daily? Through donations from people like you. Restore accepts donations of new and gently used items like furniture, construction materials, cabinets, home decor, appliances, light fixtures, and more. Do you have large items you'd like to donate? We will pick them up. For a complete list of acceptable donations or to schedule your free pickup, visit us at www.daytonhabitat.org or call 937-222-2296. Are you planning to remodel your office? Restore recently accepted a large donation of office furniture. We have desks, chairs, and file cabinets available at significantly reduced prices. Stop into Restore and ask a sales associate for more details. Restore is located at 115 West Riverview Avenue in Dayton, between the Dayton Art Institute and White Island Chevrolet. Parking is easy in our free, attached customer parking lot. Restore is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook to stay informed of inventory, sales, and holiday hours. Thank you for supporting Habitat for Humanity of Greater Dayton by shopping and donating to the Dayton Restore. And from all of us here at Habitat, Happy New Year.
First, I want to thank you all for volunteering to help Habitat for Humanity build a house. Your participation means so much. We couldn't do this without you. So, any questions? Come on, don't be shy. No such thing as a silly question, guys.
Donate and purchase from the Habitat Restore. That helps build houses.
No, you don't need to be able to hold a hammer. Anyone else?